He's like outside the garden, and there's like 50 people like this, and he's just sitting there like,
damn.
He can talk his shit.
Yeah, we. Oh shit! That is. I'm waiting for this video to load. All right. All right. So we're good on.
JT. Why you not throw? You ever seen that meme where he like gets up and like closes his eyes and shakes his head? Yeah. You see him run from the bullpen. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like full sprint. He's like, was he playing for Philly at the time? I think, right? Was that when JT was playing with Philly, or was it Miami? No. Oh, he started Miami. From the Rays. You see that jersey? Yeah. I saw it. So I saw it when you posted it, and then I saw it like 5 minutes later on Twitter. I was like, "Good." Someone's like, "I don't get it. You don't. It's not a part of the joke." I had to explain. Okay, so he got a DUI and he got pulled over, and his first response was Ozuna from the Braves. That's me. Cop goes, "Oh yeah. Ozuna." No, he didn't do that. He was probably like, "I don't." What are you hitting right now? 180. Okay.
All right, so poll is up and we are live. I'm actually waiting on. Let me see if anybody else comes in here before we actually start.
I have a scandalous question. Oh, I seen somebody posted.
Oh,
how scandalous?
How many toddlers would it take to tackle Derrick Henry?
How many what?
Toddlers.
To tap?
Is it 5-year-olds?
How many?
That would be.
5-year-olds would it take to tackle Derrick Henry?
Oh, to tackle? Oh,
at least 30.
Oh hell no! You need at least 1,000, bro. 5-year-olds?
Well, because then they start following each other after a certain point too. I don't think it's possible unless they climb on each other's shoulders, and then like one of them's got him by like the neck, and then the other one comes up and like maybe chops the leg. But like
no, so you need about 30 on both legs, so that's 60.
No, 30.
30. What the freak?
They're 5.
Yeah, they're 5. So
they're right here.
Yeah, you need about 30. Do you not see what he does in his off-season workouts?
Yeah, you don't need 30 though.
So how many you need?
Maybe 10 on each side.
So 30.
What?
Double it and pass it to the next person.
Wait, so you're saying you need 20 in total, and then I'll take him down?
No, I'm just talking about for the legs.
Just for the legs.
Just for the legs.
He's saying 10 on the left.
Yeah. I'm saying 30.
Yeah, I maybe meet at the middle at 20. 10's not going to do it. Devin, they're this tall.
Are you?
With what leg?
You know how many 10 like could fit in this room?
So I mean, but so 5-year-olds aren't really that strong. That's what I'm saying. Like by 30, so if they're all hug onto him and they hug on to the next kid and the next kid, exactly.
He's a bad man.
Come on.
You ruined the Patriots last season with Brady.
Did he really?
No, that team was.
I was about to say. I was like, did he really ruin it?
He did go pretty crazy.
I mean, because let's be honest.
If they can't stop Ryan Tannehill, what were they doing next round?
Because I sort of think that they weren't. Even though if they won the next round, y'all weren't going to the Super Bowl.
Why is the Marlins man there?
He's in food.
Why is he everywhere? Where?
Brandon Marsh over/under washes his hair 10 times a year.
Over.
Shit is always
it's over.
Soaking wet, and it looks.
She leaking. I'm playing. Hold on. Oh, I'm playing you too. I can't say. Hey, this is a clean channel.
Yeah.
You make it sweat.
But like, look.
Hey, appreciate y'all for sticking around at the beginning. We're just waiting for a few more people to come in before we actually start.
On the road, he's not. Yeah, on the road, he's 6.12 ERA. They're batting over 280 on him. 5 homers. You put him on the mound at home though.
So I put a quick poll in the chat who will win the finals. Okay. We have one vote that says Miami.
Wow.
I didn't put by how much. I just said win the finals. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna let that go. Ever since that rumor, we supposed to.
No.
Win.
Adrian Peterson status at 37.
For real.
Brooks will be in the last deal of his contract. Be like, let's bring Derrick Henry in.
Bro, it will be like 2050 by the time bro get traded.
He strikes me. This is a random thought, but he strikes me as like a Tennessee lifer. I don't think they're gonna get.
Oh yeah.
Because I think he'll break down by like 33, 34, and I don't think he'll go.
Well, he'll probably like in the back end. He'll probably go to another team
just to hold on. I mean, what's his name still doing it? AP still wants to go back somewhere.
I don't know, but like physically, he's not gonna get signed.
I didn't realize his Washington season he had 1,000 yards rushing.
I know.
Didn't remember that.
It was a quiet season, but I mean they didn't really win. That's why
it wasn't notable.
Yeah.
Because New Orleans, he looked washed. And he went to Washington, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. But, I was like, damn. Well, I don't think they had good options at the running back spot that year too.
They were they still working with? No.
I think they had Kurt. Did they have Kurt?
I think they still had Kurt.
Yeah.
But who were they at that point? Because Tim Hightower was gone by that point. Roy Halou, that was all like earlier. So they were in a weird transition.
Yeah. So yeah, he was their only main back.
And that's Roger Clemens on first.
You know what?
Cody Clemens. Yeah.
Actually, we'll get into the pod, and for everybody else who comes in, just go ahead and hit that rewind button. But y'all know what it is. Hey, it's them boys from yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the three amigos. We actually got one more. I know I've been saying on the pod, man's an urban legend. We'll eventually, we might have to go to his crib and shoot an episode over there just so that we can actually show y'all what man's look like. But it is 4th and 0. I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to hit that sub button. I almost said follow, but follow us on Instagram too. We do have a Facebook page, but that's in the works. We got Twitter, same handle. We got TikTok, same handle. Hey, and stay tuned. We got some stuff for y'all. So I got some quick stuff to talk about. Obviously, we're gonna get into the main event.
Yeah,
that'll be for the main event. I do have. I have some quick stuff that we could just go over just as far as updates. Anything in baseball you want to talk about? No? Slow. Damn, a slow week in baseball too?
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel like it gets slow kind of towards like mid-season, like before the All-Star break.
Oh, yeah, because it's like all the talk in the beginning of the season.
It'll heat up like the trade deadline will be in about a month and a half.
Okay.
So about a month and a half towards the end of July. So okay. Kick back in, but yeah.
And we can also, because since we'll talk about the whole Boston situation, I do have the free agency list. Since you want to get rid of your boy JB, yeah,
possibly.
Yeah,
I think I do.
Definitely, yeah. Like I said, we definitely need Nick here because he's the more logical Boston fan.
There's gonna be like a civil rivalry going on because he's JB, I'm not. So.
Oh yeah, but you're Bailey Zappi and he's Mac Jones.
See? Yeah, that's a good point too.
That's wild. There's never been a divide, and we had the whole Carson Wentz and Nick Foles, but
was it that deep?
No. Nah, not the way y'all's divide is like crazy.
I'll throw everyone under the bus and make us sound like we're like poverty, but we're kind of arguing over mid too.
I'm saying
because you guys are arguing over the Super Bowl champion or the possible MVP before he got hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like y'all arguing about like who's giving us more production now versus
the guy who won 2 games or the guy who was the playoffs.
I'm saying, bro, that's wild. But so since we'll kick off, Did you guys want to talk about the kickoff rule again? Because we actually talked about it, but it was muted.
I feel like we need a full
breakdown and synopsis of what.
Wait,
exactly
I got
Yeah,
that junk
yeah.
pulled up, my boy. I got that junk pulled up. So first, we'll start. Bob Myers, he stepped down today.
Mm-hmm.
There was rumors that he was planning on leaving, not because anything external. It was just time to go. I mean, man's did all he could do, really.
What hasn't he done?
You know, it's like, what more can he do? So, a couple of my boys were actually talking about it. So, what does this mean going forward for Golden State?
I mean, I always wonder about Kerr.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. What's his long term plan? He can go anywhere he wants to, really.
I mean, but he already won. I mean, but it's like for guys like that, you won so much. It's like you could retire now and nobody would be mad.
Yeah, he still has a lot left in the tank. I mean, I know age wise, I don't think he's hit 60 yet.
Nah,
so he's got some years to coach, but he could.
Oh nah.
No, because he was playing '90s Bulls. Yeah. And he was probably
So he's probably what, like mid to late 40 or 50, or
I'd say probably
early 50s,
creeping up on mid 50s.
Okay,
I'll pull it up actually. Just out of curiosity.
Because he definitely has a lot more time, and it's crazy too because all those doggone chips they won, wouldn't have known.
57.
57.
Mid,
okay.
He's still got. He can go 10 more years somewhere.
I mean, he could be like Pop.
That's true.
And coaching.
But that's another question. So, like, I wouldn't say there's like a open-ended, like, what are they going to do now kind of thing with Golden State. But does he want to follow a rebuild as everyone gets older? Because, Clay's going to start getting that discussion later. That shooting productivity has gone down. Draymond's already sweeping out the door, I think. But,
do you want to put that type of caliber coach through a rebuild again, out of respect?
You can go younger and try to have him kind of follow the guys. Yeah.
I mean, because Steph Curry's 33, 34.
I think he's hit 4.
I mean, the way he's playing, I mean, obviously he could play till like late 30. Like, I'd say
5 years at the max of good productivity.
I'll make my final answer after next season, because if he starts to have the LeBron effect, then I'll be like, okay, now you're starting to be limited.
I don't think his shelf life is as long as LeBron.
No, definitely not, because it's
his style of play and everything.
Yeah. Well, because his style of play doesn't tax his body. It's just more the fact that every year you're in the finals or you go deep runs into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so that really gives your off season so it ends in June. Then you pick back up in September to get ready in October.
That's a good point. I don't think we brought that up before, but their off season is short.
Yeah.
Like these finals are going to end mid-June.
Yeah.
And then they were playing full-blown basketball regular season in October.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think, probably one of the shortest off seasons.
And so I would say as they get older, their shelf life starts to look like running backs.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you can play well into, it's crazy what LeBron's doing, but let's be honest. Like, if they were still playing old school basketball, not old school, let's say 2000s basketball, 2000, 2010, he may have already retired, maybe.
Yeah, because, I mean, his body was conditioned. He was in his 20s.
Right.
Now it's, And they found different ways to keep him sheltered or not expose him too much.
Right.
The older he's gotten, but go back we got off topic, but like with the Golden State thing, I mean, I think you're kind of the right answer. Kind of see what happens after this year. I just leave the team together. I don't think they're that far off. You got the Jordan Poole question.
I mean, so Draymond wants an extension. He wants to get paid. They just pay Wiggins, Poole, Steph, Clay. Draymond, almost mid-30s. Is he asking for like a Chris Paul type of deal?
I don't think does he have a right to?
He does. But
considering the lineage of, he's been on all those teams but I mean, at this stage in his career, it's hard to see.
I mean, because after
him continuing that same pattern.
Well, because my thing is like, is he willing to come off the bench? Would you want Draymond to come off the bench? Because as we see the game's changing, the game changes every year with new players and new styles. So it's I'm thankful that Draymond has been able to play at a high level that he has at this age. But if you guys are breaking down defensively, do you add more defensive pieces and you just come off the bench? You
I
be
mean,
that second. You be that second unit.
you could do that. I don't think he would want to do that, and also I don't think he's like the veteran presence leadership that he's. I don't see him as that kind of guy that he would take someone under his wing and kind of build him up. Each sock Jordan pull in the face in practice.
Right.
Come on, that's a young guy. You're supposed to be showing the correct way to do things. I don't know. He's not someone I would want to keep on my team, especially with Golden State with where they're at. Get younger. You gotta have a balance, man. Like same thing happened with the Celtics. They had KG, Pierce, Allen, all old. It was like all chips to the middle of the table.
But
make it happen.
Then you have Rondo, Big Baby Davis.
Well, so you had Rondo, and then when they all split, Rondo was like the one man show, and he was doing craziness, and then kind of got to the point where he was tired of doing that, so they shipped him. And IT came in, but like, yeah, it's like the older they get, like I feel like you got to have a balance of young and old in there, so that way you can have a seamless transition instead of just a full blown rebuild.
Right.
But I don't know.
What you think?
You big
Draymond guy?
Big Draymond guy?
No. But for the sake of continuing a run next season, would you want to get not? I guess my biggest thing is like if you get rid of him, who are you going to replace?
Yeah.
I mean, because you can't replace what he brings. You have to double that with two other people who can at least amount to half of what he brings.
That's a good point. But I mean, so in like basic terms, knowing what you know about Golden State, I know you're not like the basketball guru, but like knowing what you know about Golden State and their run and their stretch, but seeing where the Western Conference is right now, do you just keep the team the same way it is and try to climb the mountain again, or what do you do?
Who's in the Western Conference?
Well, you got what? Jokic, the Lakers are going to come back, so it would be Denver, Phoenix is going to come back. Dallas, I don't know what Dallas is going to do. Question marks.
Yeah.
But I would say, and they were talking about it on Bill Simmons' podcast, the Western Conference, I think next year is going to be so much stronger than the East.
Well, it always has been. I think over the past 3 years, the East has been not stronger, but at least on par with the West.
Well, so they broke it down. It's like New York is a star away. Cleveland doesn't know what they're doing. They're a good young team, but I mean, they got to be a couple years away from actually getting in that conversation. Atlanta's got question marks.
Definitely.
Philly's got question marks now. If Harden doesn't come back,
well, they're just not willing to pay him. That's the issue.
That's a good point. We'll talk about the coaching hire later too, but Toronto, same thing.
Well, that too, because they were trying to rebuild after Kawhi left, and then they're contending, but they don't. They're weird. It's like they're contending, but they're not trying to rebuild. So it's like whoever
they're stuck in the middle,
right?
So like you get rid of Siakam and try to get something back. I don't.
But then they were also talking about getting rid of Fred.
They were talking about Fred. Were they talking about OG too, or no?
Yes, they were trying to shop him too.
So like pretty much 3 of your biggest names.
And then so they're just probably gonna rebuild.
Chicago, same thing. Middle. DeMar's getting older.
They might blow that team up, even though Vooch is may get an extension. They might blow that team up.
So like, Indiana's just dwelling.
Yeah.
Orlando, I will say, is probably going to be like the sneaky pick in the next 5 years.
They almost made it to the playoffs this past season too.
With that team, they're so young. Like they could ride that out for like 5 years, I think, and be in it. But the basic terms of it was like the East, just so many question marks. I think the West is solid. So Golden State looking at that, do they feel like they can compete and get back to the finals? I don't think they could. That's questions they got to ask themselves.
I do have something about Golden State, though. I don't know how old it was, but I seen Shaq talk about him and Kobe versus Clay and Steph. See that?
Was this recent?
I don't know.
Because I do remember this being older conversation a long time ago that if you were to take, well, first off, if you were to take the old 95 96 Chicago and then put them up against Golden State,
73 and 19.
yeah, Chicago would obviously win that. What did Shaq say? Did he say that they'd win?
Yeah.
I mean, they would.
They would.
I mean, it would be competitive. I mean, because
Curry's got a lot of the quickness, man. Who can match him though?
I mean, I guess this is where this conversation has gray areas because we're talking about two different styles of basketball. Right. So it's like that's why it's like, all right, I think of individual play. Shaq was stopping everybody. So was Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe would go up against your best player and still put up 40 on you. Steph, he's not guarding like that. Even though he was leading the league a little bit in steals, he's just playing passing lanes. He's not guarding your best person. Clay is.
Yeah.
I mean, and then as far as Draymond, he's undersized.
Sure, yeah.
So it's like who? What? Maybe Pau Gasol.
Even I mean, yeah.
Oh, I mean, look. I mean, no disrespect, but Powell was had KG on him, and he was doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What about 1 year prime Andrew Bynum?
Oh God, no! No one was stopping that. I'm sorry.
That was a repressed memory that just popped up right when you were talking about bigs for the Lakers.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I think obviously Lakers would win that. It's just when I just think of individual matchups, it's like Lakers were literally like the team to beat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally, that's it. Bro he was like, oh, just give me the ball. Oh, bro was in the stands. Yeah, just give me the ball. And bro got 30 something.
It's crazy though. Like Lakers Shaq and Magic Shaq. God, like there was no one stopping that.
No, you were crazy too.
At will, you'd be on that court. Did not care.
See, that's my thing too. Like, if Coach told me that was my matchup, I'm like, shit, I ain't about to lose sleep over that because I know I can't do nothing about it. I ain't about to lose sleep over Shaq. That's crazy. All right. So next topic. Sixers have reportedly hired Nick Nurse as their head coach. Mm-hmm. So, glaring questions. Are they paying Harden? I know this will impact the Sixers in a positive way because of his pedigree with Toronto.
Yes.
So I think this will be a good kick for both Joel and Harden. I think my issue is when we get to the playoffs, are we going to make those key adjustments to get further and maybe win a game against Boston? Maybe.
I don't know what, not to discredit him, I don't know what a Nick Nurse does to change that culture and take that team, which was already good, and get them over the hump.
Well, let's look at this. We had Doc, and Doc is notorious for actually. I mean, he's a good coach, but when it's crunch time, he's not the best coach. Obviously, even though he won y'all a chip.
I feel like I wouldn't say he doesn't gloat it, but like he might ride off that a little bit. He might have ridden a couple extra years just off that shit.
Bro, he ran that shit till the tank was E.
The whole 08 team does. Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah.
They all do.
I mean, but that was it. And let's be honest, Kendrick wasn't going to win another one.
And he got hurt. Which playoff did he get hurt at? It was one of the series. It might have been a conference finals, I think, but he went down. Mm-hmm. And that definitely screwed us up because he was a solid big man at the time.
Right.
And then I'll never forget we signed Rasheed Wallace too. I mean, these are teams that are like that were good enough. And like, was it Doc? Like, I don't know. I mean, I know they dealt with injuries. But
you have vets too because Rasheed, he went to the finals.
Yeah, and then he got kicked off the team. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
After that game 7 because he was John with the rep.
Yeah.
But no, like, so to kind of bring it back to Doc, like on paper, those teams, I feel like that team should have won another chip.
Actually,
so maybe Doc was the issue. maybe Nick Nurse comes in and they go to the conference finals next year. But I don't know how much longer you can take an Embiid on your team, which always is a solid team. Like Philly's always a solid team, and not go to the conference finals.
Right.
You get bounced every year.
Would that be so? Would it be more of a players thing, or I'm sorry. All right, so so Brett Brown, he was the coach from 2013 to 2020, and obviously a lot of those times he did not go to the playoffs, but towards the end they were making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm really trying to say is maybe Philly has not had the best decisions as far as coaching. But at the same time, do we give flack to the players?
Yeah, a little bit.
60-40?
Would you not give flack to Embiid for how he played? In the semis?
Bro, let's be honest. Game 7 Harden, there's no excuse at this point. We saw all the game 7s against Golden State. Mm-hmm. At what point, like as a player, do you internalize that and be like, when I'm in this situation, I need to switch this and that?
You would think make adjustments within yourself. Like, whoever your coach is, cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Make adjustments on the fly. There was, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Paul Pierce or something, but he said on some of those teams, they would make adjustments themselves because Doc would say something. He'd be like, nah, F that. We need to do this, and that because they knew what was best because they're seeing the show on the court.
Exactly.
So, yeah, everyone takes the blame when someone loses. Everyone gets the credit when someone wins. But I don't know.
Yo, what's good, Ed? Appreciate you. You asked, do you think Adebayo is stopping Jokic?
No.
Oh.
No.
Is Michael Jackson dropping an album this year?
Oh.
Shit.
If they're reaching the ball.
Shit. Heck no. Bro, no one's stopping Yoke. I said this yesterday. You got to double him. No one's stopping Yoke. I'm sorry.
So what is it like? Cody Zeller and Bam? Do they run bigs or like?
You got to bring K-Love. You got to.
Yeah.
Even though he's not as mobile, you got to just you got to match up size at least.
It might get ugly. I'm not gonna lie. It might get ugly.
What you mean might?
Miami might surprise us. They surprised us in the playoffs, but it might get ugly quick.
It will. I just don't know when. I don't know if it's game 1, game 2. I don't know.
I'm preparing for it.
I know we all going for Denver, but I don't know. Like I could say it right now. This may or may not go to 7. No, I'm saying I'm not going. No, I'm not going for Denver. I'm saying
Now, putting money on it or something?
Oh heck no! Heck no! I ain't putting shit.
But if you're putting money on it, you're going with
got to.
Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta secure that.
Oh yeah, if you got lucky with Miami, oh my.
Yeah, let me put in half my life fortune.
Set you up for a little
bit. Yeah. Oh, so Edward, you have Denver in 5. I have Denver in 6.
Those are both fair. It's not. I can't like. I think I might have said this yesterday. It's not going to be a sweep though.
No, not sweep.
I thought it was going to be just in the moment, but no, it can't be a sweep. Jimmy's going to show up at some point.
Oh yeah.
Miami, that crowd's going to be on fire.
Definitely.
And unlike some teams, home court advantage matters.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to get into that. That's the main event. We're going to get into that. But to continue on the topic, I think that with Harden, obviously you have to make adjustments in game 7. I think Nick Nurse has the pedigree because you see what happened, what changed with the culture in Toronto. Even though on the back end it wasn't looking like that, he has the resume, and he's such a player's coach that guys will follow his lead. And you literally have the talent. But I didn't think that Philadelphia, and I'm sorry to use your term, I didn't think they were one head coach away from winning it. I think it was just more so few good plays. I never thought it was the head coach. I just thought it was all right, why can't this squad with this many people go to the next level.
Yeah. You gotta start wondering.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Nurse. Yeah, I think this happened yesterday, Ed, that Nick Nurse is the new Philly coach. Sixers, I'm sorry. All right.
That's kind of the conversation we're having about the Phillies right now.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing? You made it to the World Series last year, and then you add a star at shortstop and Trey Turner, and now you just bet.
Yeah.
You're just bad all
Where's
the
the
time?
disconnect?
Right.
I
don't know.
When teams run it back with the same team and they get worse, and if you're competent, so like if you add on paper, you add pieces that make you better.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the team stay the same, but they're lapping you. Then you got to start looking deeper than the players.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, that's a good point too, because Trey Turner is not. I mean, Trey Turner hasn't played well.
Trey Turner hasn't played well. Most of them haven't played well. I mean, I guess they just got Bryce back a couple weeks ago, but
something's got to give at this point.
There's a disconnect somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Ed, you said you need Mark Jackson as a Knicks head coach. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's actually a good conversation. I think the NBA is low key blackballing him. I thought he's been blackballed he's
a good coach.
After the whole Golden State debacle. I just think that the NBA is not, and I'm sorry, this is not a whole race thing. The NBA is not black enough. I want Mark Jackson back in the league. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make it a race thing. Let's call a spade.
I mean, my eyebrows raised. I like Mark Jackson.
Yeah,
if he talks, I listen.
Bro, they went to the playoffs like the first year he coached.
Yeah.
Why?
But the Jokic thing left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yes.
I'm like, what? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You don't vote him in. He's not anywhere on your ballot?
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, who's this idiot that did this and left him off their ballot? And Mark Jackson's like, oh, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he was.
Come on, man. And then he apologizes because he knew he got flamed and that came
out public. But we need USA Trey.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Sheesh. That's funny.
He just spent all his energy playing for USA.
For real. For real. All right.
It wasn't enough.
No.
All right. So thank for the new viewers for tuning in. We are about 25% in. We still are going to cover the finals in yesterday's game. For those who are watching the live watch party with us, we would have saw our boy Ronnie decked out in Boston gear. Hey,
we moved on now. It's a different.
Hey, y'all really be missing these live parties because that's really where the funny stuff happens. Like y'all missed about 2 clips. Y'all missed the draft party, and then we had the NBA draft lottery, and then we had yesterday. Y'all really missing the funny stuff. I promise
Tune in
y'all.
For the streams.
I'm saying, man, like we have a good time over here. All right, so Bucks new head coach Adrian Griffin. Giannis, he pitched in for that. I didn't know he used to coach for the Raptors. I did not know that. So let's see how the culture is. It'll sort of be like when they got Jacques Vaughn for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he came in and they were just like, oh, well, he's a good head coach, this and that. It might have the same effect. So we'll actually watch next season and see how they start doing. So as we know, if y'all know, your boy, I am an Arizona native. I was born in the desert. I don't know what's going on with that organization. We're actually talking about this off pod. They let go of Deandre Hopkins. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. We were actually talking about it. They let D-Hop go for nothing. No trade, no draft, no nothing. They was just like, bro's disgruntled. Got him. He was recently on a podcast with Brandon Marshall, I Am Athlete, and we did talk about it earlier. And I did repost a post on our sports page that there are teams that are interested. But he also did say that he wanted to play with Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Pat Mahomes, and
McCorkle?
that team over there we call the Patriots.
McCorkle, Mac Jones.
Yeah. So obviously, Philly, we're not going to sign him. I'm going to be honest with y'all. As a Philly fan, I don't want us to sign him because we only got one football. Y'all see what we just did over the offseason. We got DeAndre Swift, who's going to need the ball about 50 times. And we got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That's too many doggone people as is.
There was, I don't know if you saw today, Adam Schefter's podcast, he was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of running down, like he was more analytical about who could sign him.
Right.
And if it made sense. So you would say like the big four hitters would be like, what are we talking about? Kansas City.
I mean, I could give you a mic too if you want.
Oh,
you want a mic?
She needs it. You want to talk about Deandre Hopkins?
Hey, yo, big dog. Hey, you want a mic? Yeah. Speak your truth. Oh, yeah. Ed, Giants should pick him up?
That'd be interesting.
Actually, I mean, do you believe in Daniel Jones?
Is he a DeAndre Hopkins away from?
No. Oh, God, no. They still need help.
Well, yeah. But,
they still need help.
But no, so they were talking about, so like Buffalo, Kansas City, New England,
mm-hmm.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Pretty much like the big ones that have been rumored. Buffalo would be in cap hell if they signed him.
Yes.
They get paid.
Yes. I saw that. I actually saw that today as well.
Kansas City could sign him. They'd have to restructure Chris Jones and.
But they're wanting to throw more money at Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Even though he already got a 10-year, $500 million deal.
I don't think he would cry about it if they didn't, but they just apparently they want to give more money.
You know what I mean?
Baltimore's got OBJ now. I don't think he fits that.
No. Yo, my fault. Go ahead. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. But bring it back to the Patriots. They, even though they will not be Super Bowl contenders next year,
mm-hmm.
make the most sense financially. They can make it work.
Mm.
If he wants to come and get paid,
and
that's his whole thing, then they'll pay him the most.
I'm actually going to double that, and I'll raise you. This is going to be a curveball. Oh, y'all need wide receiver, reliable wide receiver. Now, Ed, my question to y'all, no disrespect to Dan. I mean, actually, because, Philly fan, Giants, look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Is Daniel Jones really that reliable to get him the ball? And do you trust your O-line enough to help him get him the ball quick enough? That's all I ask. But, throw a curveball. You know who should sign him? And I actually just saw this today or yesterday. Detroit. Think about it. Who are the wide receivers that got suspended for?
Jameson Williams.
Now you have a depleted wide receiving core. You got Jared Goff, who is all of a sudden resurging his season in his career.
Oh yeah.
You got Amar Rasan St. Brown, mm-hmm. and then you put D-Hop in there. They got cap space. And they're on the, even though I know it doesn't look like it, even they're on the up and up. So
that's an offense that would look. Who's running the ball for them?
Because they just
the Swifts. Oh, Alabama, Jamar Gibbs.
Oh yeah, because
Gibbs.
And they also let go of because I know we got Swift, but there was somebody else. I'm thinking of
Montgomery's for the Bears. There's another one.
Well, because Montgomery went to Detroit.
Oh, David Montgomery's there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Montgomery and Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds,
mm-hmm.
who had a couple of good games last year. Sam Laporta, who they drafted at tight end. And then you had D-Hop.
Yep. Even though, because he's wanting to get paid, I know he wants to be there long term. But the thing is, will we have another Arizona situation where you have all this potential
and
it doesn't fizzle out? And he is 31, I believe. 31 or 32.
He's 30. He's about to turn something. I think he's like by the time football season kicks in.
Right. So he's starting to age out a little bit. So it's like, it's like obviously, I mean, I'll pay him, but my thing is, like, if I'm a GM, I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll throw money at you, whatever. will you get to the playoffs that season? Because for a wide receiver, his talent that is aging right now, it's do or die.
With that team constructed, they are a playoff team next year. I don't know how deep they're going to go, especially in a weak NFC North.
Right. I mean, because it is the Vikings. I mean, well, dang, my fault. Who you think?
Oh,
no,
baseball fan. Oh, okay.
I mean, well, who you think then? I mean, because Aaron Rodgers left.
She got it. Yeah.
I mean, everybody's still disrespecting the Bears. Yo, watch the Bears. Watch the Bears be a sleeper. I mean, because I'll be honest, we're still sleeping on them. Yeah. We're still sleeping on them, but I won't be surprised if they come out the gate firing next season.
They got one question mark who we all want to question. Justin Fields. So
he already valid. Just give him pieces. Just give him pieces. And then they're trying to build an O-line for him. Just give him pieces.
Yeah.
And then I don't even question bro at this point. I've always questioned the Bears staff ever since Jay Cutler. Or I'm sorry, Rex Grossman. I'm sorry. I've been questioning them since back then because obviously they don't know what they're doing.
No, I agree. They never have. They had some good defenses and they went nowhere with it.
Yeah, but then their offenses were outside of Devin Hester, who was on offense?
Well, Brandon Marshall was there for a little bit, but he didn't do enough.
But then that was Jay Cutler, so that's.
Jay Cutler. Oh yeah, that era. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Matt Forte. Yeah, but then he also said that he was a terrible leader too.
I believe that.
Yeah, bro literally was bro is the dude who in school he always got A's, but he never studied. So it's but he was a terrible leader. He didn't look like he couldn't lead a cat to a bowl of food.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Rex Grossman team, they had Mushin Muhammad too.
Yeah, and
that was about it too.
They had Bernard Berrien, but still.
Yeah. And then when did Johnny Knox come in? Was he still with Grossman, or that was
that was 09. That was still Grossman, or I think they may have had Brian or Kyle Orton on that team.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think they had Kyle Orton. All right, Ed, yeah, take your time, bro. Yeah, take your time, bro. Be safe. But so for the D Hop conversation, I think Detroit. Shannon Sharp also said it too. But I think that makes more sense if you're trying to check all the boxes: money, talent, culture, and they'll go back to talent for winning.
Dan Campbell, I think, is a good head coach for him too.
Definitely. I mean, because
right
everybody rallied behind him. I rallied.
You've seen his locker room videos. I'm like, damn, I want to play for this dude.
I rallied for real. I rallied for him, and I was still stuck on Coach Sirianni's prep talks for games. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I can't choose.
I mean, they would lose 5 in a row.
Come on,
would still be like,
bro, what?
Down, going crazy for him. He's like, please don't quit. Like we got this.
It was the fact that they came back. They weren't even supposed to go. They weren't supposed to do anything.
That was just
and then
they
came.
It wasn't luck. It was talent.
Yes, they came back and put everybody's season on jeopardy.
Yeah, bounced the Aaron Rodgers last game.
Come on,
that's the memory.
Say if we can't get it, you ain't about to get it.
They knew they had nothing to play for it, which is even crazier. They still played that hard.
Come on.
What was it? That game, I think. I don't know if you remember watching it, but I think they went for it on 4th down or something.
Yep, they did, and then they ended their playoff hopes.
Yeah, and the red zone, they went for it on 4th down. They could have kicked the field goal.
Yep.
He was like, nah.
He was like, nope, and then
today.
That was a good game. I was like, dang. I think that was one of the better games I've seen the Lions play, even though they gave us a run for our money week 1. Oh, they did, fam. They almost came back. I know. I was like, damn, Slay. I was like, yo, team came back on us.
The ghost of Matt Patricia.
Sheesh. All right. So we actually talked about this topic 2 episodes ago, but when we first got our new mics, they died. We apologize for that, but we were actually talking about this topic. So NFL owners pass rule to place the football at the 25-yard line following fair catches on kickoffs. This article dropped on May 23rd, 2023. So we were actually talking about it. And if you guys have been following the news, Andy Reid actually chimed in about it too. And I agree because now we're starting to make the game into tackle football. So NFL owners voted on Tuesday to approve a resolution that allows players to fair catch on kickoffs with the resulting possession beginning on the team's own 25-yard line. The new rule specifies that the fair catch off of a free kick, which is a safety or kickoff, must occur behind the team's 25-yard line in order for the ball to be placed at the 25-yard line. The rule change will be for only what? Will be for 1 year only. Oh my goodness!
Oh, we didn't know that when we talked about it.
With the league citing quote unquote. All right, I really wish we had audio because we said this. Player safety in quotations. I literally said this. Yeah. They will throw it on there to fluff it like they care about it. No. It is for money. But they are citing it as a player safety as a reason for its proposal. So, with that being said, I think that this rule is pointless. I think that they're taking away one of the most exciting things about football is the kickoff returns. Mm-hmm. Now you're giving them a 5-yard advantage. So teams who are playing high-powered offenses, i.e. Philly, that doggone team we lost to, the Chiefs. I really was drawing a blank. But at the same time, I was hoping I'd just forget them. The Chiefs. If you're playing guys like Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, guys with cannon arms that can throw the ball 75 yards, that really just helps them out and speeds up the offense. So Andy Reid also came out and said that we're making the game to be flag football. Mm-hmm. What are you guys' thoughts?
They're also taking like the first thing that you see.
That too.
Bring a hype for the kickoff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
People in the crowd.
Yeah.
Woo! And they kick it off.
Yeah.
And it allows which this is gonna sound barbaric, but it allows for some sick ass hits too. Like you see Buddy running up the sideline.
Come on, bro.
Hit stick. Like the Sean Taylor to what's his name? Oh God. Hunter, yeah. Morstead, maybe?
Or when doggone Sheldon Brown teed off on Reggie Bush on that flat route. The real OGs will remember.
Also getting rid of special teams.
100%.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about too, because there have been some teams that have invested in special teams this offseason. Now it's what's the point?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ed, you made a good point. So, no more Devin Hesters or Josh Cribbs.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you need a good return guy for now?
What's the point? Because now it's okay, if we're down this many points, don't run the kickoff back. Just fair catch it. We'll go to 25, set up shop.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're already there. Yeah.
Bro, we literally talked about this. It's now they're just going to strategize and be like, all right, cool. So is there any incentive of returning the kick if we could just kneel it and go to the 25?
Yeah, I mean, unless you feel ballsy and you want to just try, but what's the point?
So it's so you already pushed up the initial the kicker initially to kick the ball off, and they're always going to go
that far.
You know what I mean?
Or we're going to see a more incentive for squibs.
Yeah.
I mean, but at that point, it's just bring the kicker back. You know what I'm saying? Because aren't they already kicking at the 30 or 35 yard line on kickoffs?
At 30.
At the 30?
I want to say.
So if you're kicking at the 30, that is going out of bounds.
Yeah.
For a squib? No, not for a squib.
But for a regular boot kick. Yeah.
But then if that's the case, then are we still doing squib kicks?
Can they do?
Well, because are we considering a squib a kickoff?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty.
Kick it and it hits the ground before it's 25.
Right. Oh,
fair game.
Ed, no. This is only for safeties and kickoffs. No onside kicks.
Yes. For safeties.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Well, when they get the 2 points, they gotta punt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, I guess you could.
Yes. All right. So it says the new rule specifies that the fair catch off of a free kick, which is a safety or kickoff, must occur behind the team's 25-yard line in order for the ball to be placed at the 25.
Once I kick every time.
Then it's like, I mean, so it's like if we're gonna do that, then you have to bring the ball back. You have to bring the initial kickoff back to where it used to be.
Yeah.
Because at that point, everyone's just gonna fair catch it.
Or even go back.
Bring back the kickoff, or bring back, or just bring
You
it.
do a touchback to the 25.
Yeah.
You do a fair catch. They would say like the 15.
Oh my goodness. I mean, kickers are kicking it over the end zone, right, Ed? And then I think it's a combination of XFL and NCAA. Well, in the report it says that it's a test, it's a pilot test, but this really changes a lot because there's really no incentive of running the ball back now. If we just get the ball back at the 25. So with that being said, it's like, all right, well, every kick will be so what are teams doing? So as a team, are you kicking the ball? Are you kicking the ball and have it remain in play for a chance to bring the ball up farther than the 25? Because if that's the case, then I'm not giving you a chance to bring the ball to the 25.
Yeah. Well, there's no point.
If you're down, I'll make sure kick it, you catch it at the 2, and if you get to the 15, cool. Set up shop there. That's how I'm thinking.
I wonder what the stat that they're looking at. Like, this is going to help make this game so much safer.
I feel like
How many people get concussions on kickoff?
Did anyone get carted off from a kickoff?
No,
I don't think so.
Because in the article, it's really just them field testing it. The kickoff play for us has been a play that has had a lot of changes for us over the years, all really driven by health and.
Man, the name of the podcast, health and safety for our Celtics fans.
Huh? I'm safe.
Bro, we called this crap. I really wish y'all would have to. I really wish we didn't lose audio, bro. I said this. They were going to do some funky stuff, fluff it as player safety, but in reality, they're trying to make back what they lost.
Yeah.
Ed said, I don't know why sports rules are changing constantly. They should leave it the way it is. Yeah, they are messing everything up. Because minus baseball?
Minus baseball, I like the way they did baseball.
Well, yeah, that too, because it actually it speeds up the game now. So
there's productivity related changes that are fine, but I think just altering the excitement or the entertainment of the game is
because my issue with changing this and bringing in the play-in tournament for basketball, you're changing other things. You're not just changing the play-in, you're changing the playoffs. So now you're giving people who didn't deserve a chance to now be in the playoffs.
You think of it this way. There's 10 teams technically that make the playoffs.
Right.
Because once you're in the playoff seed, you can, move in. So you got to think that's 20 out of the 30 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're one of those 10, obviously you're pretty bad if you can't make the playoff.
But then, yo, what's up, Miles? Appreciate you for tuning in. But why are y'all being rewarded
for being mid?
Because because why? And I literally said this. Stop sprinkling in player safety. And we want better for the players when this is obviously aligning in your pockets. I would be pissed if three of us right now, if we were the 7th seed, right? Why are we competing even though we're already in?
Yeah.
And say we lose
off a bad night,
you know what I mean? Say we lost. Say we lost both of them to secure the 7th spot, and then now we Actually, yeah, to secure it, we lost it, and then we had to compete again for that second one to get that last spot, and we lost. All because of a stupid rule that we're giving people who already lost a chance now to. It's stupid. It
doesn't make sense. No.
You're affecting other stuff. Oh no, you good, fam? Hey, appreciate you for tuning in. You good, bro? But same thing with the kickoff rule. You're affecting so much other stuff. It's not just kickoff. Now the game will be played differently. It's a domino effect.
And that's the worst part though. Like I said, is they put all this effort into special teams. There's no reason to put effort into special teams now.
No, well,
so Matthew Slater on the Patriots, he wants to come back again. He's like a special teams master, right? He does not really needed this year. He's more of just sit in the locker room, rah, go out. There's no point to any of it. Yeah, it's just they keep taking elements away from the game. I get aiming with your head at someone's neck. I get that, but rule doesn't apply to player safety,
bro. And see, this is what pisses me off about this. I'm not gonna read the rest of this. Okay, well, how about this? The concussion rate on the plays have gone up. Well, obviously we know that. It's gone up because the ball is being returned more by kicks than it has been hung inside the 5-yard line. College made this rule change in maybe 2018, 2019. We looked at their data and said, you know what? This is the right thing to do now. So if you guys remember back in, I want to say 2013, 2014, when the NFL allowed the linemen to build a wall on kick returns so dudes didn't get teed off on.
Yeah.
They implemented that rule, didn't work because people still got hurt.
Yeah.
So then I think because of that, they moved up the kickoff spot to the 30 to get rid of the element of kick return.
To go back to the end zone.
To set up at the 20. So with that being said, I guess we're 8 years off of that rule change now. And so with that being said, have we really seen injuries on kickoffs? To your guys' knowledge, and you guys watching.
Yeah, nothing that sticks out where I'm like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. Bro got turned inside out. Nothing that would make me really consider that rule to be needed this year.
Not in the NFL.
Right.
I've seen plenty of high school games where
he
just doesn't get blocked because they don't know what they're doing. But this is professional football. They know what they're doing.
Exactly. I've seen. Oh, they're implementing that too in the NCAA well, I mean, I can understand NCAA and XFL because it's off-brand football. I can understand the XFL.
And the college kids, they still got a future ahead of them.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that the NFL players don't, but they're professionals, like you said.
Right.
They're prepared for it. They've gone through it.
And I can see that too because it's if the NFL changes their rules, everyone else is going to follow suit. So I can see that. But with NFL, I've seen more injuries off of sacks.
Oh yeah.
Blitzes and dudes getting rolled up on.
Yeah, just fluky he rolled on my ankle and tore my.
Exactly.
Or a block up field too.
Yep.
I see a lot of injuries on blocks up field.
Yep.
Handoff. Always breaks away. Here comes wide receiver that hit the safety or something.
Someone wasn't paying attention, got rocked.
Yeah, it's that I'm going to jog up the sidelines. I don't see bro out of my blind.
Boom! Get demolished.
But they can't stop that. That's football. There would be no point. So
exactly. Ed brought up a good point. The last concussion, Tua. Yeah. I said it out on a sack. I've seen more dudes get teed up on getting blitzed, and then they're out.
And the worst part, not to cut you off.
Joe Shiesty. What happened with Chase Young?
Yeah.
Bro got rolled up on. I'm seeing more injuries on collapsed pockets than I'm doing kickoffs.
You can argue certain things, but also those hits on Tua were all clean.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to fall.
But at the same time though, it's I try to replay it in my head. Is there any way else that we can fall? Can we lean to the side? If you're getting speared, fam.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. I'm not saying y'all are wrong. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I'm just saying in that moment, when I got speared,
First thing I landed on was my ribs. Thank God I didn't break it. Obviously, my first thing wasn't I braced my fall. I was just going down. I mean, because let's be honest, if I were to fall, all my ribs are exposed. Do I put my shoulder in jeopardy and fuck up my shoulder and collarbone?
Or the elbow goes into the ribs and something. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But, I mean, the way he's falling, man, you like. I don't know. Like, I wish we could like edit it in right now and show you.
No,
It's just like a flat back. Let me throw my hands back, almost like in like when they're training you to be like a professional wrestler and they're teaching you how to fall.
Right.
It's like flat, but his head's just snapping.
Yeah. I mean, because you're right. Because his head, so he's falling normal heads here, but it happens in basketball too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the whiplash, your body, boom, you hit, and then everything.
Or like
follows.
if he goes down butt first and he goes like this, and then like there's just so much force, he's just
right.
But I'm like, but are other quarterbacks falling like that when they?
No, because they're not getting hit like that because they're either throwing the ball away or running.
He's just there. Like,
but he had that was off of the first concussion.
Mm-hmm. So the first was against Carolina when he got up and they said it was a back injury and he didn't know where he was at.
Right.
And he was like stuttering around. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then that was the Cincinnati game with the finger.
Exactly. So I think, again, it's just, I don't know, because I mean, I've taken a hit like that. And I mean, I was younger. I wasn't a pro.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, my thing was just like, I wasn't even trying to brace my fall. I was just like, well, I'm padded up. Worst case, I just get the air knocked out of me. Boom, got the air knocked out of me. I was able to get up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I mean, for his situation, it was like, bro got speared.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to put his hands behind his head? Because he's fucking up his throwing hands.
Quick pillow.
Oh no, that just I think he got that pass out.
That might. Which one? The
Carolina one.
Oh, the Carolina one.
Yeah, I think he got that pass out.
Maybe they need to implement something instead of making these giant forehead helmets. Implement something in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like, throw back to like the old neck rolls.
Mm-hmm.
But like
the Bosworth neck roll. Yeah.
Or like something.
Right. You know I mean,
they still have mobility because they're quarterbacks. They got to look around.
Exactly.
Like, instead of slamming his head,
mm-hmm.
maybe like this.
Something to cushion the impact back there.
Yeah.
Especially for a quarterback, because his main issue isn't the front of the head; it's the back.
Right.
Anytime you fall,
he's mainly getting hit in the body. He's gonna fall back.
Ed, he made a good point. Even Palomalu said he played with concussion. I mean, bro, I feel like he was a different breed, though. No, you're right. He was a different breed, but he didn't lead with the helmet, though. But he was a heavy hitter, but he never led. He never led with the helmet, though. I'm sure Ed Reed could tell you. I'm sure Ray Lewis could tell you too. Them dudes probably played with a couple concussions, and they was just like. You know what I mean?
Palomalu was crazy too. He's like the perfect example. Like you would hear him in an interview, and he'd be like, "Hey, how are you?" Like super quiet, reserved, like his Head and Shoulders commercial.
Bro is
on the field.
I know.
Probably one of the hardest
bro. Bro, just yeah.
He was animal.
Dude sound like Bruno Mars, but then tee off on you.
High pitched, like reserved, quiet voice. You would never pin him for that.
I'll never think. Oh no, it is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what? After the game, it's like, yo,
Troy.
Yeah. Like, bro could walk into a bar and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm Troy Polamalu," and they'd be like, "I fucking hate the Steelers."
I'm saying, bro,
he was crazy.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, especially after the game too, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, good game," and then he greet you with this soft ass voice. I'm like, but bro racked up 15 tackles. What the fuck?
Threw a pick in there and he trucked him while he was around. Yeah.
5 picks. Somebody died.
Yeah. Couple broken eggs.
Like what the? Like what the fuck, man? Oh shoot, that's funny. But make long story short, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be a struggle watching sports with all these rule changes.
So to keep it on the rule change thing, I don't know how y'all feel about the college playoff. I wish there was more teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now that we've seen TCU in there, is there any chance that they fix that? And because TCU gets into the national championship and gets obliterated by an SEC team.
They're trying to make NCAA like mini NFL football. So I can see that, but the fans aren't gonna like it.
They kind of run that like the conference championship games, and then whoever wins goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't add more teams than that.
Mm-mm.
4?
Yeah, would you have
Maybe
more?
6. I don't know. I want to see more.
No.
I like the TCU made it.
I don't know.
It gave you a different perspective, but God, we could have done without that.
Oh, 100%. Yes. I
And
agree.
Max just like kind of shit his pants. No disrespect to Max if you ever watch this.
Well, I mean,
God bless you, but you didn't. He just didn't show up. The lights were too bright.
Yes and no. Look at Georgia's defense where they at. Right
now. Yeah,
well,
I mean, bro, that was a tough ass
like
defense,
NFL
bro.
All of them are.
Yeah. I mean,
most of them are going to be starters.
100%. Yeah, that you just ran up against the juggernaut. There's nothing you could do.
I mean, Jalen Carter tackled somebody, picked him up in one hand, and then celebrated with the other one.
Come on, bro.
It's a big man.
It's a giant dude.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis.
Come on, bro. Yeah. This ass Philly. All right, y'all boys ready? Because I know it's gonna take up the rest of the time. If y'all have been sticking with us long enough, I appreciate y'all. We are getting into the main event. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. What's up?
Flop. Talk about last
flop rule.
Flop rule that they may or may not do.
What is that? That's a foul, right, for the flop?
Ooh, hold up.
Hold on 1 second. You get caught flopping, you
hold up. So the NBA flop rule. Oh, snap. All right, so the penalty for flopping, it will be a technical foul. Oh, rip. Are they ruling it a technical foul? I'm sorry.
It's not set in stone. They're not sure if they're going to do it yet.
Okay. Okay, I see it now. So the NBA, they may be cracking down on the flopping with new rule.
I like that. I hate flops.
I'm waiting. Sorry, chat. I am actually looking up an article about it. So the NBA is finally ready to crack down on flopping, and the new rule suggests that could be tested as of early so it'll be tested in summer league in July. Damn, already? The league is considering an in-game penalty for flops that will result in a technical free throw, and I'm sure, yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the NBA's newest idea to put an end to flopping comes 2 weeks after Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr begged the league to do something about it during his team series with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers drew more fouls. Okay, I'm waiting for the website keeps jumping. The Lakers drew more fouls than any team all season. I did not know that. And oftentimes their players would be accused of flopping. They're throwing shots at this article. Looking at you, Dennis Schroeder. Okay. Of course, the Heat and Celtics have also been widely accused of flopping over the years as they face off. Well, they already played. Okay. So actually, our Boston fan. So
I can tell you right now, I'll throw him under the bus.
Yes.
Mr. Smart.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
He did it like multiple times yesterday. I didn't want to say anything, but he is.
Yes.
And he's not sly about it. There's some guys that can actually do it, but like, always been an issue with him.
Ooh, actually, one of our viewers asked the question, and we can all talk about it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and goes for LaFlop to Ed. So, what do we all think about the USFL?
It's I haven't followed it close enough. I think it's an okay alternative, but I think the XFL has more of a backing because they got The Rock behind it, and I think they got a little bit more momentum and money.
I've been watching some of the games lately. I mean, it's good. It's not. I would say XFL has more hype. Mm-hmm. It is more entertaining to watch XFL, but I think as far as stability, the USFL has a lengthy. It has longevity. It will be around for a long time.
It's kind of a weird comparison to like the CFL. Like we don't always watch the CFL,
Right.
but like it's never gonna go away.
Exactly.
They're stable enough where their people will watch it, and it's all good. The XFL, he's got the shirt on. I want to make sure the mic's still working. Obviously, when that started, that almost had like an insane level of hype because of Vincent and had the entertainment and the cheerleaders and the XFL. I don't think we talk about it enough. Not to get off topic, but they were doing like revolutionary stuff. Some of their camera angles and stuff, they'd be interviewing. We've talked about it like, you just got sacked and you almost got knocked out. How do you feel? And, like, that's cool. Like we're watching that and the dude's like out of his mind. Like, I know. Got concussed. So I think the XFL, like I said, with like The Rock backing it, the lineage of it, I think it's got a longer shelf life than the USFL. But I can see them just treading water.
Football's starting to get on that hockey level of all of these leagues.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many hockey leagues.
I noticed that too. Yeah. I like that too because it gives guys who didn't have a chance to go to it gives them like a secondary chance to go back and try to redo things.
And they're always going to, like, AP has the itch still to play. I'm not saying he's like a USFL candidate, but there's some guys that are like in their mid-20s, got out of college and it worked. It's a good secondary option.
I like that too, especially with basketball when they were Ice Cube was doing the Big Three.
That was
I wish that would get more. I mean, I know it has a lot of attention, but I wish it'd be like, yo, when is the league and when is it televised? Because I was watching that like when it first came out, I was watching it on TV.
They don't have to throw it on like TNT or ESPN, but they could get a channel to pick that up.
I think he did. I just forget what.
Was it on something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was on TV.
I would just watch like the highlights and the clips and stuff. But I know it was actually like broadcasting.
Yeah, and because the XFL does have ex-NFL players, and they actually try to go back too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what makes it more exciting.
And now the dudes are going to see like DiNucci get signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. There were a couple other defensive.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of people.
So the USFL is not going to have the same eyeballs on it.
So
right. They're going to go, oh, maybe I can get a second chance in the big leagues if I go to the XFL.
So I would say, as far as the XFL this season, it was a success. And now, next season will probably even be more entertaining than this season.
They got to add just a few more things to it. They need to bring back some entertainment cells, like not like soap opera levels, but like, I don't know. Give me some things. Give me those interviews again.
Because there's
like a wrestling.
Oh, like promos a little bit. I can see that.
Like, show us right before they run out of the tunnel in the locker room. Like, interview one of the players and he can like trash talk the other team. Like, add some elements of like, oh, okay, I see.
Or like more of a more in the locker room experience, because it's like, because I know NFL players prefer their privacy.
Yeah.
So it's.
Remember that one video of I forget his name. Big Jacksonville Jaguars D lineman.
Was it this?
No, it's back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Early 2000s. Trying to get the little dude to hit him.
Oh yeah, John Henderson. Yeah, John Henderson. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, big John Henderson. That dude was scary.
Well, even like Hard Knocks, that sells.
That too, 100%.
Because they like the behind the scenes.
Yes.
So if you throw that, especially like, not to throw them out of their rhythm, and maybe they wouldn't like that, but right before they go out on the field, I guess it shows what they're doing. Or
so the thing is, with the off season, they don't do like regular NFL. They don't hit like that.
It's not like baseball where you can go to like Puerto Rico and play in the Puerto Rican leagues.
Is it like walkthroughs in the offseason?
Yeah, it's just non-contact. I remember because this past like the beginning of the season, one of the coaches said that there's nothing physical. So it's like, as far as like their off season or their Hard Knocks, I don't know how that would be, because we love the drama, we love the fights, we all love all that crap.
Yeah, but it's the whole no contact thing is probably for the best.
Yeah.
Then you kind of just take, NFL players' career
Mm-hmm.
and just shorten it down even smaller.
Right.
What if you threw out, like, this is going to make it a little more soap opera, like a reality show for, like, certain players, like the downfall of, like, Martavis Bryant or Ben DiNucci. Like, I was in the league, I got bounced, now I'm trying to come back, and here's what my daily ritual is.
So not so much. So would it be more like a Last Dance type of deal? More 30 for 30?
Maybe like a day in the life, but like a well-produced, like a 30 for 30, but like not that serious, maybe a little shorter.
So more sports oriented, or it's just like we saw why he fell.
Yeah.
His falling. Then go back to how he got into the XFL.
Yeah, make people feel bad. Maybe follow the story. They're gonna want to watch the teams.
Mhm.
Like, I want to see him come back.
My thing is if that will happen if they're stars.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna care about Bob Smith that played practice squad 7 years ago.
Right.
They're gonna want to like Josh Gordon would be a perfect example.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yes. That's like the most notable XFL we would watch that. We'll sit. Yeah. We'll sit down and watch that.
Or like he needs a story to begin with. 100%. The XFL. I want to hear every suspension, how he felt, all that stuff. But
I agree.
I don't know. They just if they keep their format, they add a few extra things and make them stand out. I see no reason why they can't just be like a nice like complimentary piece to the NFL.
I like the whole reality TV thing, but I feel like there's a thin line where it's going to get in the way of playing football.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too soap opera, but like also at the same time they want eyes on them and they want money.
Yeah, but you also don't want like I can see it as a player being like too like high production value. It's like, hey, you got to do that again.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
To where it's just
you get a good shot.
Yeah.
To where like you can tell that it's scripted more than just an actual like day in the life.
Mm-hmm. Or they could just go like off the wall, not take themselves seriously, and then like clown the guy that got his playbook, or like he gave the playbook away. Be like, this is what you can't do, kid.
Exactly.
This guy got cut. Now he's not gonna play football anymore.
We need a 30 for that.
Oh man.
I love.
Speaking of playbooks, you see Kenny Pickett got his jack in the car.
Yeah, I saw that in his car.
And then they wanted to say
he got his whip and the playbook stolen too.
Yeah. And then they were like, they showed a video of Belichick with the hoodie, and they were like, "There's a video of the suspect."
Come on,
we're back, baby.
That's funny.
Classic Belichick.
Oh man.
65 hours a second.
Oh, okay, Ed. So Ed just hit us with some news. So the Commanders, their new name has been denied. I saw that they were trying to change it.
Good.
But so that new name has been denied.
What was the name?
Let me look that up.
Because I hate that name.
Do you go with the Generals? I know that's like.
Oh God, no.
But what do you do? Like Battle Hawks? There's already a Battle Hawks. Like, do you want it to be like obscene, or do you want it to just be like, I don't know.
All right, that's a good. We could do that. What would you go with that?
Their name?
Yeah, what would you pick as a name if you were starting?
I need to bring up the Madden name generator.
You were owner of the Washington.
I need help, fam.
Commanders. What would you name your team if you want to rename it?
Oh my goodness! Why did the Redskins stick for so long? Why did it flow? That's the thing. It was so racist.
You didn't mean it.
No, definitely no. I definitely don't mean it. But it's just like, why did like? We can all agree it rolled.
Yeah, so did the Cleveland Indians. And I love their Wahoo logo.
Right, but it was so racist.
Yeah. Especially Washington. Washington was really bad.
Yes, the Redskins. Really my bad. Goodness.
I think the Redskins.
Oh, that's the
1,000 times worse.
I mean, yeah.
I can imagine like a conference. Hey, this is a little racist. Everybody's like, you know what?
No.
Oh my God. Like the Indians, like I think their logo, definitely brought up a lot of that. Like a big, it's like the smiling, like.
Oh yeah, that too. But the Redskins, though, it was like that was just. I know it was the name and it stuck, but it was like, wow, why did it stick? Yeah. It rolled.
But no one I mean, it started getting like talked about. I would say maybe 10 years ago or so, but it never got talked before that.
I'll be honest with y'all. Every year they were talking about changing the name. And
someone would bring it up and they'd be like, "No."
Hey yo, Roger was like, he was like, "You want to change the name?" Like, yeah, we work on it.
Dan Snyder couldn't be bothered. He was like, "Hey,
oh hell no!
I don't care what you do." He was like, "I'm not gonna change it." Okay, bye.
Yo, Ed, please, fam, please, really, we gonna change the name to the Andrew Jackson Generals?
God,
jeez, Ed, we're not doing this. I don't.
What do you call them?
I need the Madden generator.
What would y'all name?
Yo, chat. All right,
some names in there.
Chat, please help us out. What would y'all rename this?
I would like for them to be funny, but like a realistic actual name that matches that team.
I mean, because you have to keep the city in there. So it's like, okay, so Washington. Do we do?
I think the Defenders would have been good at this soccer team.
No, I mean, but still though, it's not football. Okay, so what name says football? When you're making a team, what name says football?
Eagles, baby.
Hold on, come on, thank you.
A bird.
Hold on. So the Redskins got flamed, but the Chiefs are okay. I mean, well, it's Chiefs. Yeah. It doesn't specify. So I was just trying to clarify.
The logo doesn't really.
It's an arrowhead. It's an arrowhead. Yeah. So they got to wait. Okay, but see, I feel like if they didn't make theirs a literal Indian, you know what I'm saying? They could have made the Washington logo now and kept the Redskins and made it less racist.
I really like Timberwolves.
Washington Timberwolves?
No, but I mean like
the T-Wolves.
I was about to say.
Like Minnesota?
Yeah.
What about the Minutemen? I know that's already.
Oh no! Yeah, see now now we just calling stuff out now. Minutemen, the Washington Minutemen.
That's not a bad name, girl.
Are you dead ass?
I know. I'm aware.
The Washington Minutemen.
That's already taken. I know UMass already took it. I'm just saying it would be an option.
That's wild. Yo, yeah, thank you. Hold on.
But you also have the Golden Eagle.
Yo, Ed, you were tripping, fam. The Washington Whiskers. Jeez.
What about the Bay Stars?
Oh, I'm sick. The Washington.
Trevor Bauer.
Jeez.
Minor league specialist.
Oh.
Trevor Bauer.
It's in his apartment.
He played in Japan and got set down.
No, imagine being drafted and they'd be like, you were drafted to the Minutemen.
That's hard.
Washington Minutemen?
Not Washington.
I mean, but you have to keep Washington in there.
Also, let's just pitch this idea. You could throw a name that doesn't really snap off, but if you throw a logo that you're like, damn.
Bro, but it has the only reason why Commanders suck because it's not football. Washington Commanders. That dead ass sound like a high school football team.
Yeah.
So you got Detroit Lions. Plain and simple. Literally, even the Houston Oilers back then, that said football.
Cool, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So would you throw an animal in there? Mm-hmm. Honestly, if the Eagles weren't taken, you could throw the Washington Eagles because America, DC.
Right. So
Washington Eagles rolls.
So that rolls. I would say if we were to throw like an animal, I would probably say Washington. Well, we can't say Cougars because we got Panthers.
Yeah.
Can't say Hawks. Atlanta.
Washington Hawks. That also conflicts with Seattle. Seahawks. Washington. It's like two. Yeah.
Exactly, but it sticks. It flows. Washington Presidents. All right, Ed. Hey, we just gonna keep it like that. We just gonna call them the Washington Presidents.
Yeah.
I don't know what you could, man. I need the Madden generator, and just go off that.
I mean, would you want to do something like USA theme, like with the capital in mind, like?
Well, technically, that stupid Dallas team is considered America's team.
That's what they've been saying, but I don't think they.
I mean, is it trademarked?
I don't know.
America's team?
Yeah. If it's not trademarked, then
what about the Rebels?
Washington Rebels? I'm with it. I'm with it.
Well, Ole Miss. I mean, that's not really a big conflict of interest.
Man, how many teams got the Philly? How many teams got the Philly logo backwards? Come on, bro. I see so many teams. I'm like, bro, just literally.
They do that with Green Bay too.
They flipped that, bro. They just flipped it. Come on, fam.
Yeah. There's high school teams. I'm like, why is that a
yellow
green logo? I'm like, okay, well, yeah.
There's Georgia. There's Isn't there another Georgia team that has that same G?
Yeah.
Different colors?
I think it's
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
No, they have GT.
Yeah, they got GT.
It's like yellow.
I know what you're talking about. Is it high school?
No, it's college. Another college team. I think it's Georgia.
I'm gonna look. Teams with
Not the Bad News
Green
Bear.
Bay.
Big bad news. Bear.
That's the leader of the Bad News Bear.
Packers logo.
There has been a 55-car pileup on 95, and there's a drive-by Castellanos.
Back.
Actually, not what I
think it's a basketball, big basketball.
Oh, that's not what I.
The basketball school.
Sorry, chat. We're looking for trying to look for. Yeah, it literally shows here that they literally just changed the Green Bay Packers logo. Yeah, I'll let y'all find it. Washington football. So we just call them just Washington football.
Not even the football team anymore. Just
Literally just call them Washington. We're just calling them Washington.
That could be right. I just sworn.
I think really, if you change the name, you gotta think: is there something that's like exponentially better than the Commanders? I'm not saying the Commanders is the shining example of a football team name, but like you'd want to do something that's like noteworthy. You know what I mean?
I'm not taking that team serious.
Who has? No one has really. They weren't as the Redskins or the football team.
I took them more serious as the Redskins, even though we whooped them.
We had Jason Campbell.
Oh, 100%. But now we're going to get into the final main event. Y'all,
the final.
Yeah, so y'all will actually like this topic here. So we're going to talk about the finals, and then we're actually going to talk about Game 7. So I really wish that y'all was watching the live stream yesterday, because we actually talked and had sparked a few debate topics.
Ronnie had a lot to say yesterday.
Oh yeah, bro had a lot to say about.
I'm ready to come into this with clear mind.
Yeah, bro had a lot to say about JB, and we have not left him alone about it since. It's okay, because after we talk about this, it's probably gonna be last time until week 1 of NFL season.
Oh God.
So
it's gonna be a mess. As
you guys know, our boy here, Ronnie, is a Boston fan. If I haven't said enough today, I hope you remember after today. So his team lost against the Miami Heat yesterday, Game 7. So we were talking about it. Are you still getting rid of Jaylen Brown? We're just gonna jump right into it. Actually, hold on. Retract. What's your offseason moves?
Yeah, coach.
Oh man, Joe. So I'll listen. So I got blind. I like Joe Mazzulla as a person because he gives me this sense that like he doesn't show a lot of emotion, which I don't think you really need to all the time. I think
neither did Ime. So
neither did Ime. Ime, I think, was just a little more business oriented. On the Ben Simmons podcast, so he went to the Game 7 with his dad yesterday.
What?
No, not Ben Simmons. Oh man.
I was up.
What's his name? Bill Simmons. I don't listen. If Ben Simmons has a podcast, I will
Yo, I was about to say, bro had a podcast.
He looked at me and I was like, "What's wrong with?"
I was about to say, it's like, when he had a podcast.
Please God, he does not.
That.
For real.
Oh,
bro, he probably get like 500,000 like first week.
I know he would.
Yeah.
But he was like, they went to the Game 7 with his dad yesterday, and his dad has season tickets, and he sits. I guess he was like close to like the bench area.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he just chews gum and he claps. That's all Joe does all year.
I mean, bro.
And that's and so it goes back to the emotion thing. I don't need to see a lot of emotion out of him, but I do sometimes wonder how motivating he is to those players in there.
I mean, you can tell on the court, bro. I'm telling you, like, I don't know if it's because you just watch sports or you just played it, but you can tell the players are the reflection of the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? However the players play reflects on how much the coach is motivating them to play.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a terrible coach, exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we read body language and you can tell on the field. I told you, and we've seen it multiple times with Carson Wentz and Nick Foles. We saw how the team played when Wentz was on the field, and then all of a sudden we were playing lights out when Nick Foles was on the field.
Well, to be fair, we were playing lights out with Carson Wentz.
But you could still tell the difference, though. I don't know. Maybe it's all subjective, but because to me, I saw two different things. But maybe I wasn't hating Carson. So that's my thing. You can basically tell.
There was a narrative that developed pretty quickly about they want to play for him, they don't like him. I saw enough candid behind the scenes kind of moments to where I know JT liked him. JT always had his arm around him, even like when he couldn't even tell there was a camera on him. He respected him, but like it gets to a certain point where we talk about adjustments. There were no adjustments made by him.
Marcus Smart said it.
Yeah, there were. He said it like clear as day. They asked him, and he was honest about it. So as a head coach, I get you're a rookie head coach. He's 35. He played against Jimmy Butler in college, so it's not like has the wisdom of the years kind of thing. Maybe I would give him another year. So to answer your question about the offseason, I'd give him another year with a full offseason. I'd have Brad Stevens sit down with his ass and steer him in a clear direction because Brad Stevens is a good coach. So give him some pointers. They talked about this too. His assistant coaching staff, I couldn't tell you who any of them were.
No.
They have no name behind them.
No.
I don't know who they put around him, but dude from here that maybe played a couple of college games, but has no status. If you go get maybe an older guy that's been around the league, can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but that would take an assistant coaching role, it would help him.
So it's more front office.
It's more front office, and Brad Stevens is not exempt from, he's not exempt from the blame because he knew that situation. Yes, you're put in a bad situation by Ime, but you had a little bit of time. You could have gone on and grabbed someone.
Because he is still a part of basketball operations.
Yeah, and now he's taking a bigger role. He's where Danny Ainge was. So you have a talented team on the court. That team on paper is clearly better than it was last year.
Correct.
You added Brogdon, right? You got Rob Williams back healthy. You have a good team on paper, so make sure your coaching staff is good and run it back.
All right.
So, personally, to answer your question, I'm leaving it as is. The only thing I'm doing is if I'm talking to Jaylen Brown and he goes, I will not accept $1 less than the max, the super max, and they go, I'm not paying you that, then I'm shipping them.
So here's my thing. I have this list, and I know we talked about this before, of free agents.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go through the notable ones. I'm not going to go through this entire list. You let JB go.
Okay.
I doubt you're getting Russ with that contract.
No.
Harden, he's questionable. Middleton will return back to the Bucks.
Middleton would be a great option, but yeah, he's not.
Kyrie, he is. I I wouldn't take on.
I'm gonna stay in Boston. I love you guys.
Yeah, Kyrie's off the table because of the fact that that didn't work the first time. Chris Stapps, when's the last time bro played?
Where's the goat?
Oh no.
Russell, D'Angelo, y'all not getting him. Caleb will be a free agent, but he'll be taking the role of Blake Griffin.
Yeah, at that, especially an extra year. Yeah, year older.
Draymond, he'll probably end up resigning. Fred VanVleet, he probably won't go to y'all. I think he might end up going to the Western Conference. So now you got Gary Trent Jr. I think he ends up staying. I don't think that he'll leave. I think he'll end up staying because he primary scorer and money. D Rose, that's my boy. I just want to bring that up. But he's gonna be a free agent. Unless y'all can get Dylan Brooks.
Oh, I would like Dylan Brooks on the team. I like trash talkers. Get him and Marcus Smart would be giving me a headache, but so I had an interesting theory. Anthony Simmons, the 3rd overall pick
from
Portland for JB. If you think you can get Scoot Henderson at 3, I don't think that's the worst trade I've ever seen in my life.
I honestly think that you're smoking crack.
Wait, who's saying no? Portland?
I think. Oh, Melo coming back from retirement. Hey, if they didn't blackball him too, then I would say yes. Julius Randle, no, y'all keep Randle. Oh, Randle's gonna be a free agent? No, y'all keep him. So, all right. So this is really why I wish Nick was here. You keep the same roster and you just run it back. I'm telling you, you're going to need. It was the same thing, and I just made this analogy earlier. If you get rid of JB, you have to replace him twice.
Which I don't disagree with that.
You get all right, cool. You get Anthony Simons, but then look what you're gonna have to give up. How many draft picks are you gonna throw at him?
Well, in that scenario, you're taking Simons, you're taking the 3rd overall pick, and you're sending JB.
Right.
And I think the 3rd overall pick can get Scoot Henderson, which I think would be. He's obviously not been in the league yet. But I think he's a good, safe pick to take at 3.
But Anthony Simons isn't playing defense, though.
No, but neither is JB.
Bro, yes, he is. All right, listen, we're not gonna do this, fam. Okay. Like we're really not gonna do this because it's like. Listen, I can understand JT is your golden child, but it is a sole fact that, and I actually blame the type of style of play that's been going on in the NBA because it's not just the Celtics. It's the Hawks. It's the Mavericks. It's the Heat. It's the. I was thinking about this word all day. I should have Googled it, but I think it's called hemoglobic, and which means like it rotates around one person, as if this whole solar system rotates around the sun. Trae Young, if he doesn't have a good game, they live or die by him. The Heat, Jimmy Butler, they live or die by him. Same thing as the Mavericks. That's the style of play that we're going into. So that's what I'm saying. With JB and JT, you have literally you could not get anything close to that. Y'all have played more games than the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? That duo has played more games, 3 times over, in one stint that LA tried to get with PG and Kawhi. If you lose that, I promise you, it doesn't matter who you get, you're not going back to the playoffs.
Here's my scenario is you have JT and JB. JB goes down, JT immediately will step up. JT goes down like he did yesterday, and I get it's a one-off game, but he's done it before. JB does not step up, he chokes. So how can you, not saying that, the thing is, I'm not trying to, make this, let me trash on JB. Great ball player. I love him. I think he's a good locker room guy. I think he loves that city as much as they don't love him back. But if you want to pay him, it's all coming down to money. If you want to pay him that top dollar, then you need him to be the second option that can step up to the first.
He's been that. Last season he was that.
Yes, last season and the finals especially because I know JT got a little questionable. He didn't have.
But wouldn't you want JT to have help though? Because since we're in a league where you need so much help, actually, Ed, we're gonna get to your question in a moment. Don't I won't forget. We're in a league now where you need duos and trios. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get rid of your second option because y'all feel like he's underperforming. Then what? And with the odds of that actually happening, let's be honest, it's a shot in the dark.
It's just
he's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro's not gonna fall that far down the draft for y'all to get him.
Who, Scoot?
Yeah.
Well, Wembanyama's going once. You would hope he doesn't go two. Who's that? Who's going two this year?
I would have to pull it up.
Oh man, my bad. I don't remember who it was, but
I had it, but I really.
It's not. Is it Detroit? Did they go to 2 or are they at 4?
They may have been at 4.
They might have fallen at 4. It might be the Pelicans. It might be the Hornets actually.
I think so.
But the Hornets aren't going to take a guard.
NBA draft. Actually, let me look it up. I can't wait for the day that I have my phone and we will be able to do these. Because I have everything on my phone. Okay, so San Antonio's first, Charlotte second, Portland's third, Houston's fourth.
So I don't see...
You guys don't have a pick until... Oh, bro, you're smoking crack. No disrespect. Y'all don't... Bro, y'all don't even... Y'all have a first round pick?
No.
What are you talking about?
That one and the Derek White trade, I believe.
Bro, you don't have a first round pick. He is not making it to the second round.
No, I'm saying if we traded JB and got Portland's third overall.
Oh, hell no.
He'll fall to 3. So I don't know. It's just, I think I really just got to let this kind of like lingering feeling of yesterday kind of go past. Because I'm just like, how many times can you run it back with the same team? Insanity is like doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. He was y'all's
leading scorer. Why are you going to blow that up? Look what happened with Portland with CJ and Dame. And who made it to the playoffs? CJ.
You can't do that in an elimination game. I'm sorry, you can't at home. At home.
You know,
the turnovers were egregious. You can't turn the ball over that many times.
So I actually pulled this up too because I saw it. I was going to send it to the chat for y'all to quote it, but I'm going to quote it. During the latest episode of Draymond's podcast, he eviscerated the Celtics. I like that word. Mm-hmm. Indicating that he was happy that the team lost with the exception of Jason Tatum. Quote unquote, Boston Celtics fans make excuses, and I ain't trying to hear none of that. Because y'all rude, and I'm happy y'all lost. That's what Draymond said.
But he's a pillar of society.
But I agree with the y'all rude thing. Yeah, but no, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, thank you, Nick. Oh, yo, you the real MVP. Yo, it's about time. Nick is in the chat.
Oh,
Nick, finally, we got some doggone sense on this pod. Thank you, Nick. Bro said, ain't nobody talking about blowing up the Bucks after they lost to the Heat. But it's the Bucks, though.
They have Giannis's transcendent.
Okay, actually, Nick, the reason why they're not talking about blowing up the Bucks is because they want to chill.
Yeah.
I'm really not trying to be a smart ass. They want to chip, so it's like, oh, we're gonna keep the core that won the chill. But at the same time, I really feel like you're just being ungrateful, fam. I'm gonna keep it 110 with you. I feel like y'all are being like, I get it. Y'all want to win now, but you are gonna set yourself so far back if you get rid of JB.
The East is weak. I said that, so I think
the East is weak, but y'all not in the finals. So
we don't know how to stop Caleb Martin, which is just fucking mind blowing to me. I don't.
So then at that point, it falls on who? Coaches or players? Both.
I'll throw I'm gonna throw Joe under the bus. I love you, Joe, but under you go. He needed to make adjustments, or someone in that front office needed to step in and help him because they let him sink. And like, I got mad at Ime a few times. I'm like, if he was here, this probably wouldn't be happening.
Adjustments though.
Yeah, but I'm saying if Ime was there and he wasn't horny. Wait. Give me the microphone real quick because I'm going to talk about it. So Ime Udoka saw this girl who was mid.
Oh my.
Mid. She was mid, and he said, "You know what? I'm probably going to get fired for this, but I don't care." And he didn't care about Boston. He didn't give two crap. No, I'm not going to swear out. I have sworn a few times, but I'm not. He didn't give two craps about Boston. He was like, "I'm going to smash the assistant, and they might fire me, but oh well. I was horny." So this might be Ime's fault too. Well, this doesn't happen under his umbrella.
Nick made a good point. He said, I mean, yeah, that's fair, but if you look at the Bucks core compared to the Celtics, and it's night and day, Tatum got way better supporting cast in your overall opinion. Now, my thing with the Bucks, they have a lot of shooters. Y'all have a lot of playmakers. They have Brook Lopez, who is basically almost like a 3-and-D center who plays defense, like Al Horford. They have a lot of forwards that can shoot the ball. You guys have a lot more forwards who are well-rounded.
But we saw yesterday, and it's kind of been a recurring theme, they live and die by the three ball. They were taking too many threes.
Which is true.
Horford can shoot the three for a big man. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
He does not need that many open looks. And Marcus Smart, who is not known for being a shooter, does not need to shoot the three that many times.
But he, like I said before, bro, has been making them. But
he has.
But that's y'all's problem. Y'all need more. It's not. I don't know if you need more offense, but you have 2-3 forwards on the team,
and
then it's like, all right, cool. Now, who's your defensive stoppers besides JT, JD, and Marcus Smart?
See, I would even say when this just brought up a random thought. When Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year, he wasn't even the best defender on that team. If you pull up the stats, it was Allen. Even Rob Williams was, I think, up there compared to him.
It was because he got more steals.
Yeah, and he's a good piece to have on the team. He hustles. He does what he has to do. But even like Marcus Smart, as much as I love him, I would look at him next year. Maybe this is his last. Like, give me something or don't.
What do you just start bringing people off the bench and start rotating pieces?
Yeah, but like even on the bench, man, like Peyton Pritchard wanted to step up and he didn't do anything.
Y'all don't give him enough minutes. Bro, I was watching y'all's games this season. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong. I was watching y'all as well as other teams. If it's outside of JT and JB, who's getting the ball?
Brogdon had some good games. But they're the main.
But he did also disappear in the offense a little bit too.
He did. There's just you might be right, just run it back. But like I said, I think at the end of the day, you do need to evaluate where you are with JB. And regardless of my opinion or anyone in Boston or any fan, if you don't feel like you want to pay him that, then don't string it along. See what you can get this year. I saw people wanting to trade him for Dame. I wouldn't trade him for Dame. I wouldn't take a 26, 27-year-old for a 33-year-old that's about to be 34 that, even though he's on a mid-team, has never gotten over the hump.
You gotta give half that team up.
Which one? Boston?
You really want to get somebody? If you really want to get somebody. Nick said, White, Smart, and Brogdon are really good playmakers. They can run the offense and take a lot of pressure off of JT and JB as ball handlers, which is true. But my issue is you guys live or die by what JT does, and that's not okay.
I would say Derek White, too. He impressed me a lot last game. The Philly series, he was a little MIA. I wouldn't say he was gone, but
and that was actually my next point too. So let's actually run back all of the series. Let's talk about Atlanta, Philly, Miami.
Okay.
My issue with you guys with Atlanta, that shouldn't have went to 6 games.
No. And I honestly, not sorry to cut you off, but I don't think. What if Trey doesn't go cold in Game 6 Does it go to Game 7 and it's
Yes.
over? Because he kind of just didn't show up.
My issue with the Atlanta series, you guys let them hang around.
Yeah, it should have been over at 5 at best.
At every halftime stretch going into the next game, what'd they do? Y'all took your foot off the gas.
Mhm.
Then because on paper, that should have been a sweep.
Yeah.
There was no reason. I mean, even though I called it 6 games because I gave Atlanta just a two piece.
Just to throw, yeah.
When I look back at it now and I'm actually thinking about the entire series in general, if y'all played how y'all was supposed to play, 4-game sweep.
Well, they couldn't close it out without DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray sets out the game and they still lose.
Still.
And then Game 1, not to jump, we'll keep on the Atlanta, but not to jump back to the Philly series, you lose Game 1 without Embiid because you can't make adjustments against Harden, who puts up 50.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if anything, that was really telltale too, because y'all had everybody.
Yeah. No, those first 2 series, there was no excuse. I mean, Brogdon might have got hurt at some point in that series, but
I actually expected y'all to win Game 1 and be like, all right, cool, we get it back Game 2. And it was opposite.
It was. There was, yeah.
We got it both. What was it? We was up 2 games, then y'all won 2 games, and then it went
3-2.
Yep, and then 3, and then all the way to 7. So my issue, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna paraphrase what Chuck said. Y'all are the most inconsistent team this season.
This season, correct? Yeah.
It's you guys literally have if the Heat had half of what they had, if the Heat had if Adebayo was scoring what he's supposed to score, this would be a whole different conversation.
If Adebayo was more consistent, they had Tyler Hero. I don't think that series gets to Game 7.
No, it would have went 6.
Yeah,
it would have at least went to 6.
I know that Game 6 in Miami would have been.
Yeah, it would have been it. Oh yeah, that would have been the end of the game. Series.
Honestly, that game would have been different if Duncan Robinson would have hit one of the threes. It was that.
Yes.
Wire to wire.
If he would have hit that shot prior for them making the next shot, game would have been over.
I mean, and he had open looks too.
Oh yes.
All he had to do was hit that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where he could stand there, dribble, move over a little bit, find his perfect, and still missed it.
Exactly.
But, that there was no hope, and I think the consensus right now too is that, we couldn't get behind the team. You said that they were inconsistent.
Yeah.
Nothing about this team was like, no, this is the year. Nothing made me convinced that okay, they're going to win the chip this year. Same thing. What if they went to the finals? That would have been a 5-game series.
It would have been. Honestly, it would have went 7, but it would have been a real inconsistent 7 games because of the fact that you guys, if you get a lead, you can't maintain it.
Yeah.
Or you will go on a slump and you can never get out of that slump.
I don't even think you got to think deeper about it. Brogdon's still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He was 2 for 25 or 30. JT with the ankle. When he left the presser, he was hobbling off the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think that's probably a clean sweep.
Oh yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, so I mean either way.
Oh yeah, especially with it starting on the first. Oh no.
Yeah, there would have been no rest. Because what is that? That would have been
3 days.
What's today? Yeah, today's the 30th, so Thursday.
Actually 2 days, so you would have had today, tomorrow, and then third. Yeah,
they would have been playing Thursday.
Thursday.
So that
Game 1 in Denver too.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, and Tyler Hero is supposed to return by at least Game 3.
Yeah.
So,
which will help them, but if they're down 2-0, it's not going to do much.
Right. But with the inconsistencies, with JT having the worst slump of his career, with the way everyone's been trying to figure out how to rally around the coach and figure out what to do, even though maybe this year was an adjustment period, but that's why I keep asking the question, is it the coach? Is it the players? You get a new coach. He was right behind Ime last year. He's seeing how things are being done. Then you come in, take his place. And it's from then on, now it's up to the players to follow behind the coach.
I can't pin it all on Missoula. I'm not trying to
No. I'm saying, but it's
I don't want to throw a cop out answer it's half and half, but Missoula as a first year coach, like I explained, they didn't put a good supporting staff around him to make him succeed. You put the same team on paper, but better.
Right.
And if you remember the beginning of the year, I remember watching them. I'm like, oh, this is a finals team. They were streaking, and then they got cold, and then they picked it up a little bit, and then the playoffs came around, and I'm like, this probably is not going to end well.
Right.
So you keep Joe, put a staff around him, and then figure out what you're doing with JB. Grant Williams is walking. I don't know if we've mentioned that, but he's gone. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him. Because he's a restricted free agent. He wants like 15 a year, which is asinine for him. But like, yeah, Al Horford's getting older. There's question marks, man. I honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's something I can answer in like a couple weeks when it's like a little more clear.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a mess.
Nick said, I think coaching is the issue. Smart even said that they barely run plays. We mentioned it earlier, and I think that's really where the problem lies, because nothing looks set. What I've noticed a lot in the offense, it's dribble the ball, small motion, JT gets the ball, 5 seconds, bad look, pass out.
Most of those shots last night were like shot clock violations, just about.
Yeah.
Like, where are you at? Like, you're not paying attention. And again, that would come down to coaching. That wouldn't be a player issue.
And that's really where my issue lies, because that's why everything just looked so discombobulated yesterday. I mean, even on the Heat too. I think I don't know if it was Game 7 jitters. I think it was more so like the Heat are trying to prevent the Celtics from making that run like they did in Game 5. That was
they got
crazy
spooked about it, yeah.
And then it was also Celtics trying not to let them get an advantage early, which they ended up doing.
Which when you set the tone early, that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then
especially in that series, it seemed like it was hard to come back if you didn't set the tone early.
Exactly.
It was over because they just didn't have the will to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And the Celtics set the tone in the first 5 minutes, but it wasn't even good basketball.
It was tit for tat until they got up by 5 in the first, and then that's when it was like that's when it was,
you can't score 15 points in the first quarter.
It was more like you were playing. It was like you were playing to lose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But it's an embarrassing performance. They kept hyping it up. They wanted to compare it to the 2004 Red Sox. We're going to be the first team to come back in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go out there at home, and that's the whole thing with, like, I hinted at it earlier, home court advantage didn't mean anything. They sucked at home. And then JB was like, oh, we need our fans to come out. Well, then give them something to cheer about.
Oh, 100%.
Give them something to cheer about. Because yesterday I would have been sitting here like this with my hands folded.
I genuinely feel like it's a lot more. I don't know if it's just fans are ungrateful now more than they've ever been, or we're just in such of a win now culture that if you're just underperforming, we just don't rock with you.
Yeah.
I'm sort of starting to get that vibe a lot in the NBA and NFL too. It's like, we're like, the moment fans start revolting against the players and the teams, it's like
it's over.
You know what I mean?
There's certain players too, like they'll give you a good year one year, they come out the next year, not the same player.
And
I'm
they
done
just
with you.
Dog you for it.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole.
Oh yeah. Which, I mean, like, he should have showed up, but like there was like, what have you done for me lately? Which is kind of what the whole basis of it is. Like, yeah, he gave you a good finals last year, but what did he do this year? Nothing. So they just get him out of town.
Exactly. Yeah. Edward, what do you think of Wembayama? Do you think he's gonna do something? Not his rookie year.
That team is just so.
Because if he's going to the Spurs, then not his rookie year. I'd say I feel he may be a late bloomer. He may be a player that give him till like year 3 or 4, where we actually start seeing him progress.
I do think he's going to turn out. He seems like he's clear cut. He's got all the tools. He'll be a star. Yeah, but I think that's a good point.
And hopefully he doesn't have the Kristaps thing where it's like you see flashes of him early on, but it's like he just can't maintain that. Yeah. But I also believe that that's the team as well, that they don't set him up for success.
He's going to the right situation.
Right. Oh,
he's got definitely one of the best coaches of all time, so he'll be fine.
Let's see. Nick, you said that you agree social media got fans running franchises differently, no patience. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we were talking about it, I think like 3 episodes ago with the whole ring culture. If you don't win now, I mean, look what happened with all these NBA coaches. All former champions got ran out.
Recently, too. Not not 10, 15 years ago riding it. No.
Oh, no. They get hit like back to back to back. It's really just the culture. And I also feel like the NBA did allow it too, with allowing most of these teams to build the way they built. I mean, I forget what team. I forget if it was NBA or NFL, but they got questioned if they had cap space for the amount of players. Was it Golden State or was it? Y'all remember hearing about that?
I don't think so.
Dang, maybe it was me. I need to. I'll fact check that and I'll talk about it next time. But that's really it. I know we ran on a little bit too long, so I think we'll talk about the finals next episode. Oh yeah, we'll definitely talk about the finals next episode because I'm sure game 1 and game 2
will be wrapped by then.
Yeah. So we'll definitely talk about that. Our predictions. I think we talked about it yesterday, and I did leave a poll up for you guys, for everyone who voted. We're at 50% for both Denver and Miami, so it is split down the middle. I really want Miami to win, but I'm gonna be honest, Denver's gonna win. I want Jimmy Butler to get his.
You do too.
But
Devin's a big Jimmy guy.
You know, I want JB to get his, but how Denver's stacked right now, something gotta. Oh, I really don't want to say it out loud, but something crazy gotta happen for Denver to not win.
Yeah,
that's literally how it's looking. And I'm gonna knock on wood. I don't wish that upon anyone. I want a fair game at least.
But to kind of bring that up and piggyback, and you can agree with this because it's like in any sport across the board, every team is an ankle roll away from
100%
something drastic happening.
We saw last night.
Yeah, that's it.
Literally.
No, I'm not saying the Celtics would have won. They weren't.
They would have gave you a fighting chance.
But they would have been. It would have been a lot closer.
Oh yeah, it would have been a lot.
Whole game plan.
Mm-hmm.
They could ISO Tatum because they knew he can't go side to side anymore. He even said that. I think he was like, I couldn't go side to side. My ankles.
I'm surprised he got that sprint off.
Yeah.
Like when you left, I was like, damn.
I felt bad because I don't know if you remember seeing it, but like when he went up for the dunk, his face, like he was immediately like, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna come down on this and it's not gonna feel good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like bro was on a fast break.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because you went to the bathroom and we were watching, I was like, yo, he's running.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm guessing he's back, and then he made the dunk. I was like, oh no,
he's hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that sprint hurt.
Yeah, but you can also see him go for shots and then try to land on his other leg.
Yeah.
So your psyche is all messed up.
Oh, 100%.
It was like a 25% of him.
Yep. Yeah. Trust. But we are going to wrap it up there. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, for those who tuned in, those who commented, those who voted. Definitely catch us next Tuesday. We will cover the finals. I'm pretty sure games 1 and 2. And hockey too, because the Stanley Cup will have started. It starts Thursday? Saturday? Okay. Thursday? Damn.
When's basketball start?
Thursday.
They're running at the same time? That's crazy. That's gonna impact some.
So we're gonna have to start mounting TVs in here.
Honestly,
I got another mount kit in the room. Yeah, bro. You remember when I first said that with football? We might as well just mount another one over there. Monday. Oh, okay. So Stanley Cup starts Monday. Okay.
Maybe.
Possibly. Okay. So we'll cover it. We'll cover basketball. We'll cover. If anything happens with baseball as well as hockey, and we definitely have some plans for you guys in the future, or not even in the future, next couple months. Just give me till next month and I will be good. So we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, watching, interacting. If you guys ever have comments too while you're watching, please let us know what your thoughts are about anything in sports. We could talk about it. If you guys are even around and y'all know where the boys live, hey, come and pull up. We definitely open door policy. Definitely invite guests or anybody on, as long as you're not a Cowboys fan. I'm sorry.
Saturday.
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 All right. Okay, so Saturday we got Stanley